If you are using n8n and still relying on simple memory, this video might save your workflows. Today I will show you why Postgres is better than simple memory in n8n, when you should switch and how to start using it. This is especially important if you are building AI agents, chatbots, or production workflows. So let's start with the basics. What is simple memory in n8n? Simple memory in n8n is temporary storage. It only works while the workflow is running. Once the workflow finishes, restarts, or crashes, the memory is gone. Simple memory is useful for testing or small demo workflows, but it is not designed for production. So why simple memory fails in real projects? Now here's the problem. In real projects, you need memory that lasts. Imagine building a chatbot, an AI agent, or a price tracking app. With simple memory, you lose conversation history, you lose user content, you lose state, and if n8n restarts, everything disappears. That's where Postgres becomes important. So why use Postgres in n8n? Postgres gives you persistent memory. Your data is stored permanently. It survives workflow restarts. It can be shared across workflows and it scales as your project grows. Simple memory is temporary. Postgres is reliable. That's the core difference. So now, without any further ado, let's straight jump into the workflow. So as you can see on the screen, we have this workflow. We are using chat message, chat trigger. We are using an AI agent. This AI agent is connected to an OpenAI chat model. And in memory, we have connected the node, which is called as Postgres chat memory. Now the requirements is you need to have an OpenAI API key as well as a Postgres chat memory. So here for Postgres, we are using Supabase. So I have created a free account with Supabase, and this is the dashboard of Supabase. So in order to connect Supabase to our n8n, let's go to the credentials page. In here, I am using this Supabase account, and if I open it, here we need to provide two parameters. One is the host and the second is the service role secret. So from where we will get this information? Let's go back to Supabase, and here if you go into the project settings in the dashboard, and then on the left side, if you go to data API, here you will get the URL. So this is basically, you can just copy it and paste it here in the host part. So this gives the host value, and from where you will get the service role secret, you will go to Supabase, and then on the left side here you have API keys. Click over it, then click on the legacy and on service role API keys. Then you see here service role secret. You have to click on reveal and copy and paste it here. That's it. Once you save it, it will show you the message as connection tested successfully. So here we have set up the Supabase account, and now we have to create a Postgres account. So you have to create a new Postgres account. In this, if you open it, you have to put in all these parameters: host, database, user, password, and the port. So from where you will get all this information? You just go to the Supabase, again the dashboard, and on the top right corner you can see this connect tab. Just click over it, and then you will see all these windows. In the method, you select session pooler, and once you select session pooler, you have to click on view parameters, and once you click on view parameters, you will get all these values: host, port, database, user, and pool mode. Just grab all these values from here and input it on this form. And the password, this information is the same as your Supabase password which you use to set up the account or create the account. So once you have set up all these parameters, you can go back to your workflow and open it, and your workflow is set up with the proper memory. So let's say if I input it with some statement, let's say I am using Mac Air PC. If I click on it, it will store this information. Now, if I ask it which PC I am using, it will give me the results taking from the memory, taking the information from the memory. It's checking. You mentioned you are using a MacBook Air, which is a type of laptop made by Apple. It's not technically called a PC in the traditional sense. So it gives us the correct answer. And if you can cross-check whether it's stored in the database in our table editor, if you go in the n8n chat histories, you will be able to see. You see here which PC I am using, and you mentioned you are using a MacBook Air. So both of this chat history is now recorded in the table. So let's go back and check the Postgres parameters. We have used the credential which we have created, connected to chat trigger node, and this is the table name. So as simple as that. So today we have created this Postgres chat memory with n8n. If you think this workflow has added any value, so kindly consider to subscribe, which will encourage me to upload more such videos in future. Thank you. Have a nice day.